crazy mother.
Welcome to Talk FC Premier League predictions, match day 3. Kick things off then with the early kick-off, Tottenham versus Liverpool. Tottenham obviously getting their first 3 points last week against Crystal Palace with that 1-0 win. Also Victor Wanyama's first goal for Tottenham. I thought they were going to run riot, so did yourself, Dan. We both predicted a 3-0 last week. So yeah, Tottenham at home against Liverpool then. Massive Saturday afternoon kick-off. Tottenham obviously looking to push on and get another 3 points on the board. On to Liverpool then, obviously that terrible defeat to Burnley last week, losing 2-0. Don't think a lot of people see that coming at all. I certainly didn't myself, especially after they run right at the Emirates, but it just shows how poor we were. Looked certain to be another away win, but obviously Burnley pulled it out of the bag. The fans got behind them in their second home fixture and done the business. So for this one, Dan, it's going to be a tough game. Both teams are going to be looking to get a result. I think it's going to be a stalemate, and I think it's going to be a 1-1 score draw.
Yeah, tough fixture to call on this one there, Mason. I totally agree with you. To be fair, Liverpool being quite inconsistent. Again, if you watch pre-season, start of the season, they beat Barcelona, then lost to Mainz away, beat Arsenal, then lost to Burnley. Tottenham don't really seem to get going, and I mean they won 1-0 against Palace. But saying that, Liverpool have got a decent record at White Hart Lane. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool win, seeing as Harry Kane and Vincent Janssen ain't really got going yet with the scoring boots yet, as to say, and Liverpool seem to be scoring goals. Yeah, I'm going to go for away win, Liverpool 2-1. I'm going to put that man, Daniel Sturridge, to score at any time as well. Rolling on to the next fixture, which comes at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon at the Bridge, Chelsea versus Burnley. Another fixture which obviously most fans be looking at, and questionable whether Chelsea are going to actually beat teams like Burnley come the season. They struggled last season against the likes of West Brom and Watford and other likes of people like that. Chelsea be looking to push forward as well under Conte. 6 points in their bag so far. What can we say? I mean, Conte seemed to have waved his magic wands. And Sean Dyche at Burnley, I mean, he's doing really well. Everyone's tipped Burnley goes straight up down again. Sean Dyche, apart from his husky voice, I mean, everyone seems to be tipping them go down. They don't look too bad, but they don't seem to have the real quality in the Premiership. But let's see, with 2 games in, prediction on this one, standard home win, 3-0 Chelsea, and Hazard and Costa to score at any time.
Yeah, Dan, like you said, Chelsea looking sharp. Obviously, they looked a bit lacklustre at Watford. 1-0 down until the last 10 minutes, pulled it back. Just shows what they can do, though, to be fair. And especially that man again, Diego Costa, who I can't believe stayed on the pitch for the second time in a row. Of all the people to not get sent off, he winds everyone up. He gets everyone sent off. And when it comes to him, he gets away with it twice. I don't know how he does it. And then what's he going to do? He scores the winner again for Chelsea. Like you said, Dan, 2 out of 2, 6 points on the board. They're looking to make it 3 out of 3. Burnley obviously be buzzing from that 2-0 win against Liverpool, giving him a ton of confidence. Obviously, Andre Gray as well, getting his goal in his Premier League campaign started. We won't talk about his crafty tweets. I think we all know about that if we do follow a bit of social media, mate. Yeah, as I said, Burnley looking to push on. And who knows, maybe we can get another 3 points on the board. If they can beat Liverpool, why not go to Chelsea and do the business? For me, though, it's going to be another Conte win. It's going to be a Chelsea 2-0 win. Next fixture then, Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. I mean, that's a bit of a dusty 3 o'clock fixture, I won't lie to you. I don't think a lot of people are looking forward to that unless you are Palace or Bournemouth fans. Not one for the neutrals at all. Obviously, Crystal Palace have finally got their man, Christian Benteke. 32 mil. I mean, it's a big old price for Christian Benteke. He's a good player. I don't know about 32 million, but obviously prices these days are a bit crafty. But let's hope he can score goals, because Crystal Palace, 2 games played, 2 losses. They really need to bounce back. Especially at home, the fans going to get right behind them. They need to get going. They need to kickstart their season big time. And Bournemouth, disappointing performance against West Ham. West Ham didn't really have anyone. Really standard performance from them. But after Harry Arter stupidly getting sent off, his first booking was silly, arguing with linesmen. You know this season you're going to get a booking for talking to the ref or linesman or crowding round. They've all been warned this season they're going to get a yellow card, so it's a stupid yellow. And then obviously he took a yellow card to stop the geezer going through. Red card, no complaints. Eddie Howe's face said it all. So again, another team that really needs to get a win. For me, with that man Christian Benteke, if he starts, it's going to be a Palace win. They're going to get their campaign started, and he's going to score a debut goal. I'm going to go with a Palace 2-1 win.
Yeah, cracking signing for Palace. Obviously, Big Ben up front. Looks to be getting his Villa form back into Palace as well. So hopefully he starts scoring some goals. I don't mind Palace too much. So hopefully they start picking up some points. Not too fond of Pardew, obviously what he'd done at West Ham and with all the players' wives and that. So, I mean, vicious rumours, vicious, may I add, not confirmed, but they are rascals. If anyone knows,
anyway,
no,
mate,
that rascal dance at FA Cup final.
Yeah, that rascal dance, and he always wants to have a punch up with Wenger on the sideline.
Regardless of our vicious attack of Pardew there, I mean, obviously, Eddie Howe's men be looking to get 3 points away from home, second away fixture in obviously a space of a week. They look very average. I'm not too sure where the likes of Max Gradle was. He seemed to rely too heavily on Wilson. Started really well last season. Wilson, couple goals against West Ham, Upton Park. This season doesn't seem to have got going. I mean, Benicophobe, I think he was warming the bench. Was he, Bournemouth fans? I mean, also, I'm not too sure why you've bought him for sit on the bench. You need goals. Otherwise, it can be a long old season for both teams, really, if you don't start scoring and you're both leaking in goals as well. So, yeah, a good game to watch out for. So, you've got your Iraqis there. Some of you might go for a draw there. But personally, I'm going to go for a Palace win. I'm going to go for, with Harry Arter out, so a key player midfield for Bournemouth being missing, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Palace win. Moving on then to the next fixture of the 3 o'clock fixtures will be Everton versus Stoke. Everton with that away win at West Brom 2-1, goals from Kevin Morales and that old Gareth Barry. Not too sure where he's come out of nowhere to score. Gareth Barry's the age of time, isn't he? So another good fixture to look out for. Stoke coming off of that home defeat to Man City. Showed glimpses of what they can do. Bojan, again, I'm not too sure what Stoke fans think of him. He's a bit hot and cold with me. Yeah, his little purple patches does really well. Don't believe Shaqiri played, so that was a big miss for them. But obviously introduced in their new player, Sobi, the Egyptian international, I believe. No Charlie Adam, not too sure whether Mark Hughes has lost faith in him. Both teams be looking to get 3 points from this as well. Everton in the top 5 at the moment, and Stoke. My ad, it's been a long old day, to be fair. I mean, I've just finished watching a certain game which nearly put me to sleep. Sorry, Stoke. So it'll be a decent game to watch on Match of the Day and Goals and Sunday, etc. My prediction for this week for this game will be a 2-2 draw. Koeman still looking for his first home win. I think it's a tough fixture for Stoke. What's your predictions on this, Mason? What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, Dan, just touching on Gareth Barry's goal, I mean, out of nowhere, the geezer pops up and scores a goal. I was watching Gillette Soccer Saturday. I was calling out all the names, and the last name I was going to hear on there was Gareth Barry, but he's popped up, he's got the goal, and he's got Everton to win. He's scored the winner. It's a fair play to win, but again, they need Lukaku fit and playing. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's staying or going, but he needs to be playing for Everton because he's their main striker, and he scores most of their goals. That man again, Ross Barkley, played really well. Just needs to keep that form going. Like I said before, and like you say, Danny, blows hot and cold too often. If he can just stay hot the whole season. Stoke, I mean, Man City run absolute riot. Their defence looks shocking. Shawcross looks really wobbly. They really need to shore that up. That was one of their main things about Stoke. Their defence was solid and they might nick a 1-0 win. But Man City just tore them apart. People like Sterling and Nolito running riot. So for me, I think it's going to be a bad day at the office for Stoke again. As long as Lukaku starts, I'm going to go over 2-0 Everton win. The next game then is Leicester versus Swansea City. Leicester still looking for their first win as champions. Obviously not the greatest of starts when they lost to Hull. They've got a dusty 0-0 against Arsenal. Really poor game for you Saturday night. And now they've got Swansea at home. This really has got to be a game they're looking to go out, go all guns blazing and win this game and get the first 3 points on the board. Really feel they need to start with Musa as well. Every time that geezer's playing, he's just causing havoc. He's got pace to burn. You had a solid penalty call for when he completely mugged off Bellerin. He took him clean out. I don't know how the refs missed it, but you should have had a pen there and maybe your first 3 points. But he just causes havoc. Ogzaki is obviously a good player, works hard, but you've got to be starting with Musa and Vardy up front. Swansea with that great start to the season, getting their first 3 points. I fancy them to then go on at home and get another 3 points, but obviously Hull pulled it out of the bag, getting their second back-to-back win. So Swansea need to really go out, as underdogs obviously against Leicester, just go for it. But for me, this is a Leicester win all day, getting their first 3 points on the table, and I'm going to go over Leicester 1-0 win.
There we go, there's his prediction, 1-0 Leicester win. Leicester, obviously, yeah, I mean, a lot of the scorelines last season were normally 1-0, 2-1 with Leicester and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's gone back to basics, I think, Mason, with that scoreline. I can't really blame him. Good fixture, to be fair. I mean, both teams seem to be going for the motions at the moment. Leicester don't seem to be finding their way. Ranieri looks a bit stressed out with, obviously, I think there's a lot of pressure on Leicester at the minute for them to perform. I mean, I don't know if anyone watched that game, Leicester and Arsenal. them silly clappers they had. I'm not too sure why we're going back in time. I thought I was watching Back to the Future at some stage with all the clappers and all the. I thought I was watching. Was it the World Cup in South Africa with the Vuvuzelas?
Mate, yeah,
I mean, the sales of paracetamol in Boots chemist obviously went up when everyone was watching football. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was a good result for Arsenal. To be fair, 0-0. Didn't really play too well. Solid performance. Took the point away from home. So well done, Arsenal. But Leicester again didn't really look like they got going. Vardy didn't seem himself. Mahrez looked disinterested. And Mason did touch on Musa. Yeah, really good player. Champions League experience. I think that's going to be key this year for them. Just a pace merchant. He's got a bit of skill about him. Left Bellerin for dead. And then everyone's seen Bellerin. He's really, really quick. And he skinned him like he weren't even there. It's a bit like the Roadrunner and the Coyote from the Cartoon Network. So, not too sure they didn't get the pen. I think Wenger's give the ref a tenner at half time and saying just to say, let me have this one.
Give him a tenner, mate. He's tight as anything, mate. Yeah, you won't give him nothing.
We won't say that because he gets a bit touchy, Mason, with these Arsenal's money at the moment. But yeah, moving on to Swansea again. Yeah, as I mentioned, very up and down. Great result against Burnley, getting their first win of the season. First home fixture, thought, solid. To go into that game and win. By all accounts, by the highlights we've watched, they didn't really get going. A lot of the key players didn't really seem to turn up. Llorente, the new signing up front, didn't really get going. So, poor round. My prediction for this one, I'm going to go for 1-1. And I think I'm going to have Jamie Vardy to break his duck in the Premiership this year. Next fixture we're going to roll on to is also a Saturday afternoon fixture, which is at St Mary's, which will see Southampton versus Sunderland. So not a glamorous Premiership fixture, but still got to go over it with you all as well. So St Mary's coming back from Old Trafford. I understand a bit of traffic problems there on a Friday afternoon, so a bit rascal from the Premiership. Some fans, I think, if I heard right when I was watching the game, some of the fans may have missed some of the game or missed the first 10 minutes. So unfortunate, seriously. You paid all your money, even though it's gone down for away fixtures. But not too sure why we're doing the Friday night fixtures, but never mind. Southampton, I mean, I tipped them for the top 6 pre-season out of most teams. Obviously, they do look solid. They seem to be comfortable in the Premiership now. Weren't a bad performance at Old Trafford. Just Man United with the hyper Pogba play in, Zatan being there. Even Rooney with his 3rd or 4th, hair transplant seems to have obviously got going a bit. And Anthony Martial got involved as well. So, yeah, I mean, you can't really blame them. 2-0 Old Trafford. Most teams obviously get absolute run riot there in previous years, not of recent years. But, yeah, I mean, Southampton did go there last year and year before and win. And so they're back home this weekend as well against a Sunderland team who are looking a bit shaky under David Moyes. Sunderland losing out on that North East derby to Middlesbrough 2-1. Brad Guzan obviously gifted you a goal to get you back into the game. But, yeah, Defoe didn't really seem on ball either. So the team don't seem to be gelling at the moment, but hopefully this weekend they might. Half decent fixture, I suppose. I'm going to go for a home win here. I'm going to go 2-0 Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton can't really be too disappointed with that loss to Man United. I mean, it's their first Premier League game when they had all their top stars playing, like you touched on, Dan, Ibra and Pogba. So no better way to bounce back than coming back to St Mary's with a home fixture. And of all the teams to play to bounce back against, you've got Sunderland. Touched on Sunderland, they look really woeful. David Moyes, I do feel a bit sorry for him now, to be honest. I mean, he took over a crafty Man United team, and now he took over a crafty Sunderland team. They really need to start gelling quick time. Defoe needs to get his scoring boots on again, because I can't see no one else scoring from him, to be honest, apart from that Patrick Van Aanholt who actually scored at the weekend. He loves a goal in that left-back position. But for me, like Dan, this one, no other way. Southampton at home, looking to bounce back. I'm going to go over 3-0 Southampton win. Next fixture then, Watford v Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan, I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, if anyone watched that Leicester performance, what a crafty performance. We didn't get going. Look, nothing up front. Sanchez playing up front again. He was terrible. Walcott and all that is terrible. And as any other fan can see, as an Arsenal fan or as an outsider, we're all screaming out for signings. What's Wenger going to say? Sorry fans, we need to look after our 600 employees first. I mean, what is that about, Dan? What is that about, mate?
I really don't know. I mean, I did see something on social media. The first one to probably get the chop is
Gunnosaurus
Rex.
The
poor geezer, the mascot, goes round start of the game, meets the kids. I mean, I'm ever so sorry, fella, but I think you're going to get the old tic tac. So there'll be no Gunnosaurus Rex.
Start looking on read.com, mate. Have a look.
Indeed.co.uk. Monster. I don't know how many more is there, but yeah, no, I can't blame you. But yeah, I'll let you carry on with the opening up of this fixture as well for you, because we've not spoken about Watford yet either.
Well, yeah, as always, I'm going to rant about it. So, like we said, we've got 599 employees to look after. Tell a lie, we've got 598 as Joel Campbell's now signed a season-long loan at Sporting. So I have no idea what is going on with the club. That's another striker, winger, whatever you want to call him, who's done really well for us, gives it his all 100% every time, and he's let him go on loan. So anyway, let's just hope for Arsenal. Ozil's back, Giroud's back, and Koscielny all start this time. Because when Ozil come on, he done really well. Koscielny was solid as anything. He was actually phenomenal. It just shows you what one defender can do to sort that back four out. And Giroud is Giroud. He can play football. I know a lot of people criticise him, but I like him. He's a good player. He's not world class. We all know that. He's not an absolute goal scorer, but he's a good player. Touching on Watford then, obviously Etienne Capoue on absolute fire. Shame they lost last week. Don't think they deserved it. Last 10 minutes and they got the 2 goals. Diego Costa, like I said before, should have been sent off before he scored that winner again. But Watford, a great team, got great spirit. The fan base is brilliant as well. And at home, they can beat anyone. So again, I'm worried for this game. If Arsenal's key players start, I won't be too worried. If they don't, it's going to be trouble all over again. And it could be our 3rd game without a win. But for me, this is going to be a 1-1 score draw.
Yeah, obviously big fixture of both teams, both on a point. Watford be looking to get their first home win in the season. Arsene and his Arsenal boys be looking to get their first 3 points as well. So it should be a bit of a ding-dong game, to be fair. Hopefully Arsenal might have signed in the reports of Mustafi and maybe a striker if he's actually pulled his finger out. And Watford, again, they've signed Pereira from Juve. So if he does play, he could cause Arsenal problems. He's a decent player on the ball as well. So they're getting a good squad together, Watford. So as I mentioned, ding-dong of a game. Predictions on this one, obviously I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. I think they're going to do it for the fans. The fans do really deserve it because without fans, obviously football's nothing. So it's a shame Wenger don't open his eyes, sniff the coffee, and Stan Kroenke and everyone else at Arsenal. It's embarrassing. Get the checkbook out. Do the business for the Arsenal fans. Can't see nothing more than a 2-1 Arsenal win. Moving on to the Saturday night fixture at the KC Stadium, which is Hull versus Man United. What an absolute cracker of an early season game. Both on 6 points, both raring to go. What a fixture. Mike Phelan taking on his old team, obviously was under Alex Ferguson at Man United. And Mourinho going to Hull. So yeah, good fixture here. Hull will be looking to get maximum points first 3 fixtures. Can't really see it, but obviously you never know. I think we've both predicted them to both lose in both fixtures and they've proved us wrong. Yeah. So well done Hull. I mean, also, what was it, 12 or 13 players, senior squad players you've got. You might sign a couple in between now and when the window closes. But good luck, Char. I mean, obviously proving everyone wrong. Obviously shows the team spirit there is really well. Moving on to United again. It's just Mourinho, isn't it? He just turns up with his magic wand.
And his magic checkbook, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say his magic checkbook comes out. He's very lucky. A lot of teams, media highlight him. You know, personally, when he first came to Chelsea in his first term, he weren't everyone's cup of tea. And as he growed into the job, he just become very ignorant. But and again, he's done really well. His trophies won. It says it all really. So we can't keep moaning at him. He's done really well. So this will be a good fixture. Zlatan again be looking to score 4 and 4 if you're going to count the Community Shield. Hull be looking to make the KC a fortress in this Premiership. If they're looking to survive, first 2 fixtures getting 6 points, they've done really well. But I'm going to go for a away win here. I'm going to go 3-0 Man United. Zlatan at any time. What's your thoughts, Mason?
Yeah, like I said, Dan, both on 2 out of 2. Both got 6 points. Great start for both teams this season. Hull, I don't know how they're pulling it out of the bag. Just shows you what you can do when things are looking a bit doom and gloom. Start of the season, manager Lewis and all your players out. But they've got their heads down. They've got 2 back-to-back wins. And now they're at home again against Man United. So if they can pull another win out of the bag, their fans will be going ecstatic. And I'll definitely be putting a score on Hull City to win the league because you never know, like last season.
He's happy pills now we've gone past the Arsenal fixture.
But yeah, on to Man United real quick. Jose Mourinho, he's turned up. He's brought the players, unlike Wenger to be fair. He's got the players he wants. And look, 2 back-to-back wins. Zlatan doing bits and everyone thought he was going to flop, including myself. Didn't think he was going to do too well. He's got 3 goals already. Joint top goal scorer. I know it's early doors. And overall, Man United just looking dangerous. And even when I was watching them on Friday night, seeing all those stars, it just brings a bit of optimism and a bit of buzz to the team. Their team was looking really average a few years ago, but they've got the checkbook out, they've brought the players, and now we look at their team, all the stars they've got on the pitch. It's just a joy to watch. I really feel like they're big contenders for the Premier League this season. So for me, unfortunately, I don't think Hull are going to win 3 back-to-back, even though I would love to see it. It's going to be another Man United win, and I'm going to go over 1-0 Man United win. Moving on then to the Sunday afternoon fixtures. Starting us off then at 1:30 kick-off. It's a proper dusty fixture if you ask me. Don't know what's happening with these Super Sundays, Dan. They need to just change it to Sunday games because Super Sunday games, I don't know what's going on here.
Trying to glamorise it, but it's not. It's a bit like watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, mate. But that'd be on all Sunday afternoon.
But yeah, West Brom v Middlesbrough are going to kick us off then at 1:30. First of two of those Super Sunday games then. West Brom obviously losing to Everton last weekend. Disappointing performance at home. And I mean, if Gareth Barry scores against your team, you know you're doing something wrong. I won't lie to you. But Wondon will be looking to get his second goal this season. I've scored against Palace. He needs to get West Brom and the baggies going. Middlesbrough coming off the back of that 2-1 win against Sunderland. That fantastic Stuani double. So for them getting their first win in their Premier League season, obviously a big confidence boost. And you never know, they might come down West Brom and do the business. But for me, I can't see any goals in this game. I'm going to go for West Brom 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Yeah, another tough fixture to call on this one there, Mason. I'll totally agree with you again. Seem to agree with you a lot this weekend, to be fair, but also
I bought you a few crafty pints last night, mate. That's why, mate.
Finally got his wallet out. He dusted down that wallet, mate. Got a bit of WD-40 on it, but never mind. But, right, yeah, moving on to the football without us going on, have our vicious attack on each other. West Brom versus Middlesbrough. How do I glamorise this fixture? Solomon Rondon with his first goal this season against Palace. Tony Pulis's men, again, they seem to be a very inconsistent average side. They seem to get a few results here and now. The football would have played by the sound of things ain't the greatest, and Borough seem to be a little bit full of confidence as well. They drew 1-1 with Stoke and beat North East rival Sunderland 2-1 last weekend. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Middlesbrough win, pile more pressure on West Brom, and Borough obviously look to push on as well. They seem to be an half decent outfit as well. Negredo up top, back four looks solid as well, even though they let in that silly goal. Not too sure what Brad Guzan was doing as well. Villa must have been laughing when obviously he left as well. The geezer's a joker. I mean, I'm not being funny. In training, they must also give Negredo shooting practice on so he can score a few goals, because the geezer's awful. I mean, we did play with a team with a geezer in goal called Big Martin. I mean, we used to ping goals past him for fun. Couldn't catch a cold, bless him. But never mind. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Borough win. Start us off on Super Sunday, as they call it. And moving on to the 4 o'clock kickoff at the Etihad, Manchester City versus West Ham United. Good fixture. If West Ham fans remember from last year, we've done a business as well after doing a business at the Emirates. So hopefully another good fixture for us as well after that 1-0 win against Bournemouth. City all flying as well, top of the league at the minute by alphabetical order. Obviously both them and Man United have got a goal difference +4 and maximum points. City obviously still haven't had Leroy Sana, Gundogan, and obviously looking to bring in that Claudio Bravo to go ahead of Willy Caballero, and not too sure what's going on with Joe Hart. So yeah, City looking good. West Ham obviously a little bit scrappy against an average Bournemouth side on Sunday, so should be a good fixture. Hart says 1-0 West Ham, my head says 5-0 Man City, but I mean, to be fair, we've had so many injuries West Ham over the last couple of weeks. Andy Carroll's out again, Faguli's out, Payet didn't play Sunday, Lanzini's out. We've got a game again on Thursday at Olympic Stadium, so I think we're going to be really tired. My prediction for this one, I'm going to go for, and I hate to say it, a 3-0 Man City win. West Ham going to look tired unless they come out on tops and surprise everyone, because I do believe City have got their return fixture, but I can see them making a few changes on their home game.
5-0 up,
is it
mate.
5-0 up, Mace?
5-0, yeah.
5-0 up, so they're bound to put the women's team out. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 3-0 City win. Sorry West Ham fans, but we've got to believe this ain't a fixture this year. We're going to go down run right. So 3-0 Man City. What's your thoughts on that, Mace?
Yeah, Dan, I can just see Man City running right after watching that West Ham game today. I mean, and that was at home to Bournemouth, and you just look really woeful. And Man City obviously firing on all cylinders.
All cylinders.
Can't get my words right now, mate. But yeah, they're firing all cylinders. Sterling, Nolito, Aguero, all pitching in. De Bruyne ain't even got going yet, and if he gets going, obviously that's another one to add to your pile of players to watch out for. West Ham got that game during the week against Aston, 1-1 from the first leg, so they really need to push on, and they can't afford to play a second team at all. They need to get that win and get in that Europa League. Whereas Man City, obviously winning 5-0, they can afford to put anyone out, any of their crafty players like Wilfred Boney on the bench. I'm sure he's going to start midweek, so they can rest all their big players for the weekend. So yeah, for me as well, it's going to be a Man City riot, and I'm going to go over 4-0 Man City win. And just in case you thought we forgot, of course we ain't. We've tallied up our predictions, and of course, who's come on top this week? Mason. Of course it's Mason, mate. It finished 6-4 on points, so that puts me on the scoreboard 2-1. You got anything to say about that, though, mate?
It's not a sprint, mate. It's a marathon. So
So we got to say.
Yeah, no, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So I'm going to keep my chin up. Hopefully this weekend I'll call a few right and get the business back in there and bring it back to 2-2. So it's a marathon, ladies and gents. He's 2-1 up.
You've kept saying that now. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, mate. Listen, I always give it the big bollocks, to be fair, whenever I get it all right. So it's 2-1 to me at the moment. It is a long way to go, but you better start getting that forfeit ready, mate, because it's going to be me winning at the end of it.
No, you're right, Fede. No, you calm yourself down. As per usual, from us two at Geezer Talk FC, thank you for watching.
As usual, that's our Premier League prediction. We've got them every week, as well as our team of the weekends. So make sure you subscribe to keep updated with that. Keep the likes and views going, and all the shares helps us out, as always. We say it at the end of every video, but it does help us out. So from myself and Dan here at Geezer Talk FC, have a good one.
Roll on next weekend.